Imagine slipping into bed after a long day, feeling that familiar spark of connection with your partner, only to find your body not quite keeping up, fatigue settling in, desire flickering like a low flame, leaving you wondering if it's just stress or something more. You're not alone. Millions grapple with this quiet frustration, especially as life piles on the pressures of work, screens, and endless to-do lists. In our fast-paced world, conversations about intimacy often whisper around the edges, but they're louder now than ever, fueled by social media trends and wellness influencers touting quick fixes like the keto diet. Why this surge? Obesity rates have climbed to over 40% in adults across many countries, according to recent health reports, intertwining with rising diabetes and metabolic issues that quietly erode vitality. Culturally, we've shifted from viewing sex as a private joy to a performance metric, amplified by dating apps and viral challenges. Keto, with its promise of rapid weight loss and energy highs, has captured imaginations as a holistic hack, not just for shedding pounds, but for reigniting that inner fire. Yet, as a health communicator, I want to ground this in what we truly know, separating hype from hope. At its core, the challenge stems from how modern living disrupts our body's delicate balance. Bedroom performance isn't just about mood. It's a symphony of hormones, blood flow, and sustained energy. When we overindulge in carbs and sugars, hallmarks of processed foods, they spike insulin, leading to fat storage around the midsection, which in turn converts testosterone into estrogen via aromatase enzymes in adipose tissue. For men, this can mean lower free testosterone levels, manifesting as reduced libido, softer erections, or quicker fatigue during intimacy. For women, it might show up as irregular cycles, vaginal dryness, or diminished arousal tied to hormonal ebbs. Add chronic inflammation from poor diet, and nitric oxide production dips, impairing vasodilation, the widening of blood vessels essential for arousal and lubrication. Stress hormones like cortisol compound this, suppressing reproductive signals from the brain's hypothalamus, creating a cycle where exhaustion begets more exhaustion. It's not a moral failing, it's biology meeting a mismatched lifestyle, where sedentary jobs and late-night snacks outpace our evolutionary wiring for movement and whole foods. Diving deeper, the mechanism of keto's potential influence hinges on metabolic reprogramming. The ketogenic diet slashes carbs to under 50 grams daily, nudging the body into ketosis, a state where the liver converts fats into ketones for fuel, bypassing glucose dependency. This shift can stabilize blood sugar, reducing insulin resistance that plagues 80 million Americans and often tanks hormone health. Scientifically, small human trials, like one from 2023 in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, show keto elevating total testosterone by up to 20% in overweight men after 3 months, particularly when paired with calorie deficits. Think of it as clearing fatty tissue that was hogging hormone resources. Why? But let's unpack the nuances, as evidence isn't one size fits all. A 2024 meta-analysis in Endocrine Reviews pooled data from over 500 participants, finding consistent libido upticks in those with metabolic syndrome, men reporting firmer erections, and women noting heightened sensitivity linked to a 15% average drop in BMI. Yet sex differences emerge. Estrogen in premenopausal women seems protective, potentially buffering keto's stressors, like elevated oxidative markers, observed in male mice studies from Cell Reports in 2025, where long-term keto induced cellular aging in males, but not females. Historically, low-carb eating echoes indigenous diets rich in game and greens, sustaining hunter-gatherer vigor for generations, but our processed era amplifies extremes. Culturally, keto's rise ties to the 1970s Atkins wave, reborn via tech-savvy millennials seeking control amid pandemic isolation, where intimacy dipped for 30% of couples per 2023 surveys. Daily life impacts? Better sleep from stable energy curbs cortisol's libido-sapping grip, fostering emotional closeness. Yet for athletes or those with thyroid issues, initial keto flu can mimic low desire, a temporary dip as the body adapts over 2 to 4 weeks. The turning point comes not from extremes, but sustainable shifts. Start small. Aim for 70% fats from avocados, nuts, and olive oil, 20% proteins like eggs and fish, and that carb sliver from leafy greens. Pair it with movement, brisk walks to spike endorphins, and pelvic floor exercises for enhanced sensation. Mindset matters too. Track not just macros, but how you feel post-meal, adjusting for personal cues like thyroid checks if energy lags. Consistency over perfection. Even 5 days a week yields benefits, as a 2025 Frontiers in Nutrition review affirmed, with gradual hormone rebounds outpacing crash diets. Remember, this isn't medical advice. Consult your doctor before diving in, especially with conditions like PCOS or heart concerns, to tailor it safely. In essence, keto can be a gentle ally for bedroom vitality, not by magic, but by realigning body and life toward balance, empowering you to reclaim joy without judgment. You're worthy of feeling alive in every sense. How has tweaking your diet shifted your energy for connection? Share below. Your story might light someone's path.